Ballers, we are in Scarlet Monastery Heroic. So glad I can bring these to you guys. This is a little bit of, again, it's a revamped, redesigned, new, old dungeon, so it instantly loses points in the review. Some of you guys were asking me why I gave Sholomance a low score, because it's a revamped zone. Yes, it's a cool zone. Yes, it's fun, but I have seen it before. It instantly loses points for being an old, revamped zone. I've done it a million times in the past. That is exactly why it gets a low score. Yes, it's cool, but a cool old design is not as good as a new, fresh, good design. In my opinion, anyway, that's how I roll. So your first boss you're going to come up against, you're going to fight a lot of pools of dead corpses to reach this guy. It's Blood Mage Thalnos. He was the rare boss that you used to find in the Scarlet Money Graveyard. He's actually just been incorporated into Scarlet Monastery itself. Cool abilities actually on this guy. I actually quite like him. You've got a few abilities going on. You've obviously got a copy of one of the players occurring there. So it looks like a mind control, but in fact it's just like a copy. You can kill it very, very quickly. He's also going to cast this spell at the tank. He only casts it at the tank. It's called Shadow Gale. Now, Shadow Gale, when it lands on you, will in fact just create a pool of shadow badness underneath your feet. You can see I'm spawning them all over the place. The tank is in control of that. The one spawning in the distance was when I went to kill the copied player. It's nothing badass about that whatsoever. What else he's going to do is he's going to spawn some minions. Some little skelly minions. You can grab them quickly with a Thunderclap, your AoE, whatever it might be, a Death and Decay, grab hold of them. And then ultimately he's going to spawn a big, badass undead warrior, very similar to the heroic Timmy that we get as an undead, an unholy DK. Very much the same. You could just off-tank him while we remainably kill the boss. If you've got a lot of interrupts, you're going to have a very, very easy time here. As you can see, I spawned very, very few Shadow Gales between Disrupt and Shout and Pummel. It's no big deal at all. Relatively simple boss. Again, another boss that you can't die to. Dying to this boss is the tank completely ignoring that he's stood in a giant purple zone. Then you might die. Other than that, you ain't going to die. I tried to skip so much trash. There's a ton of trash here. And like the old school original Scarlet Monastery, the actual courtyard that I'm showing you now is a nightmare to control. If you're going to wipe on anything, it's going to be this courtyard. It's such a pain in the ass. I recommend wholeheartedly, hopefully you'll have a good tank, because the tank can actually make this very easy as I do. I'm pulling these significant packs at the side. They will add if you try and pull the adds in the middle. You do need to clear the adds in the middle unless you go really far around the edge. Nobody likes going far out of their way. Just take your time and don't ninja pull. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad time. Coming up to the next boss, which is the Instructor. Now, I pulled the Instructor by accident here. This guy is actually a bit of a badass. I did not know it was a boss. There wasn't a boss here previously in the old version of Scarlet Monestary. You can see I'm very quickly killed. There is 2 trash packs on either side of him with 4 mobs. You can't pull them individually when he's patrolling. I did not know that. So this guy is a bit of a badass Instructor. He's got a couple of abilities that can screw you up. First and foremost, he gains a buff where everywhere he walks, he will leave fire on the floor. This fire hurts. He also gains that fire kick, that whirlwind fire kick. He will charge a random player and start spinning around, firing flames all over the place. Those flames really, really hurt. I mean, seriously, they will kick you in the nuts. You need to get the hell out of there very, very quickly. Thankfully, even though I did ninja pull this by accident, we did get the fight completely under control. His next ability is this Fury of Fists ability, where he will just get absolutely furious. You can see his flame on there. You can see how quickly that's ticking on me. His Furious Fists is one-dimensional. By that I mean he will stand completely still and fire it in a cone in front of him. You literally move to the left, to the right, to behind him. He will not follow you with it, and you can outrange it. Sometimes he does bug and he'll chase you around. That's okay. Just move away from him, and you can see there, like I'm doing now, you can just completely outrange it if he follows you. Be aware, his Flaming Feet ability that he leaves behind will buff him. It buffs his damage if he stands in it. So the idea is that you actually drag him around and create an area of fire. He gains a big damage buff by standing in his own flames. I wasn't aware of that ability either. It's a pretty cool little ability because he starts to really hurt. Ultimately, I noticed, I read the debuff, and I was like, okay, we need to move this guy around and stop him gaining his buff. But you can just leave him there while he does his Fury of Fists. He'll just aim at you. As you can see from me, I just outrange it. Does no damage whatsoever. And eventually he'll fly off and do all this kind of stuff. Not a very melee-friendly fight, gotta say. But you can die to it. I like that. You can die to it completely. Little bit of a disappointment in this one. Any fans of the old Scarlet Monastery will know where we are right now. There used to be an extra boss in Scarlet Monastery. If you came here, open this lever. His corpse is there, but the boss no longer exists. Trollface Blizz, we enjoyed that boss. It was a little extra boss for the people who knew it was there. They put a little tribute to him being there by leaving his corpse there, but he's no longer a boss. Pretty sad. When we get to the last boss, he's on our right-hand side, as we can see now. You have to clear all the trash. He will pull the trash when you pull him. Mograine will add all the trash. He's not, in fact, called Mograine. I can't remember his name offhand. Mograine, of course, went off to Noxranis. It might actually be Commander Mograine. It could possibly be. You guys can see it in the video. From my perspective, I can't quite see it at the moment. But off we'll go. We'll pull him, and it's exactly the same fight as it was in the original normal mode Scarlet Monestary. Okay, we're going to fight him and defeat him. Then he's going to bring on his lady, sexy lady. She's going to run out. She's going to run out. White Mane is going to run out of there. She's going to fight her for a few seconds. Then she will resurrect him. She will stun you all, res him. And then she will go on to fight both of them at the same time. Good things about this is the tank maintains aggro when he's resurrected. So as soon as he's resurrected, he's untargetable, which is kind of a pain in the ass. But luckily, he does maintain threat on you. So you've no issues about trying to pick him up or run around with him. As White Mane tends to be very stationary. She's a spellcaster. She's got no issues at all. She'll stand completely still, and he will just naturally come to you. His ability is this whirlwind ability. As you can see, it does nothing. This charge to every player. You can see nobody in the party took any damage whatsoever. This is another fight, guys. You cannot wipe to it. You really can't. It's so difficult to wipe to. She does heal. Interrupts are plenty. You can interrupt her, stop her healing. No big problems at all. Keep her stood still. Burn her down. Go ahead, let them res, and then kill them both. I'd save Bloodlust till roundabout when both of them are up, so you can just clear them down and have some good fun with it. But you're not going to die to this either. She casts this smite ability at the main tank. It does nothing. You see, health in the party barely ever leaves full. She goes ahead, she reses. There we go. We got the res off. She's going to heal herself back up to full. No problem at all. But he doesn't. He actually stays at a lower health. About 75% of his HP gets returned. He's going to keep doing his charge. But again, it does no damage. You can see on the party, it does absolutely no damage. Very undertuned instance. Coming to the end of it, there's nothing else for me to tell you about the abilities. There's nothing to be worried about. Very low score for this one. This is 3 out of 10. One, it's a revamped zone. The bosses are garbage besides just the one boss, and there is far too much annoying trash. There will be people wiping here all the time with bad pulls on that trash in the first area. That's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun whatsoever. So a big low 3 out of 10. Way down there. The worst heroic I've done so far. Could have been fun if it was just done completely different and we had some more interesting bosses. In essence, it's a trash run. The loot's not great. 1 item per boss, and you've got just so much trash to get through, and there's only the 3 bosses. 3 bosses and at least 20 minutes of trash. You will be able to clear it faster in better gear, obviously, but we are full heroic geared, thanks to the itemization increase. Not great, Blizz. Not great. Very, very disappointing. There you go. Scarlet Monestary heroic. 3 items from the last boss. Lots of trash. Low score. You take it easy, ballers. Have a great day.